All right, well, it's new bike day for me, sort of. Been riding it now for about a month, maybe a little longer. It's a 2022 Ibis Ripmo AF, frame in the silver color. I got it off of Jensen USA at an insane discount. I guess they were trying to get rid of their 2022s, but are really almost a steal. I've upgraded it already, obviously, so I'll walk through those upgrades real quick. The money I saved, I went and got a Fox 36 Performance Elite fork, same travel 160 as what comes stock, the stock Marzocchi, same offset 44 millimeters, just a lot more adjustable, and it's an air fork. The Marzocchi that came on it was a coil spring, and it was a medium spring, and this is an extra large, so I just felt the need to upgrade that. I also upgraded the handlebars. Went with carbon NVs, the M6 models. Very light handlebars. I believe they weigh 200 grams, and gave me a little bit more rise too. The stock bars were a 15 millimeter rise. These are 25. What else do we do? Tires. So they came with Maxxis Assagais, and they're certainly good tires. They're enduro tires though, very aggressive, very heavy, and while I'm keeping them, and I'll find a use for them at some point, for now I got just some basic recons. Well, not basic, because they have the, you see all the badges here, so they have, they're good tires. They're just better for the majority of the trails that I ride, but when I go to like northeastern Pennsylvania or on my trips out west to Lake Moab, I'll throw the Assagais on there. So what else does this bike have going on it? The seat is a WTB, a Wilderness Trail Bikes Volt. The dropper post is a Bike Yoke Revive. It came with stock bike yoke dropper lever. It's fine. I might upgrade it at some point, but it's fine for now. This actually extends to 213 millimeters since it is an XL, so you get a lot of range on this. In fact, it's, when I smash it down, or put it all the way up, you can tell it's awesome. The shock, one of the things I like about this bike so far is this rear shock. It's the DVO Topaz air shock. It's very adjustable. Close to tuning it for me, but you hardly know it's there. You don't feel when you're climbing. It just works. It's a great match for this bike, and I really like it so far. What else do we have? Well, I guess let's go to the component spec. So it's the SLX spec, not the Dior. So you get the 4-piston Shimano SLX, and sorry, the bike's got some dirt on it because I have been riding it. Can't really get to see it, but they're 4-piston Shimano SLX pistons. Oh yeah, it's got the ice pads. I'm sorry, no ice. It's got metallic pads. It's got a 203 millimeter RT66 rotor up front, and in the rear it's got 180. You can get a better shot of the SLX here. Yeah, there we go. Cranks are SLX. Obviously the brake levers are SLX. Shifter is SLX. The derailleur, a little dirty, but it's SLX, and the chain ring is SLX, and even the chain itself is SLX. So full component spec, drivetrain, brakes, Shimano SLX. I really like these brakes. You can see they're adjustable right here, so you can really tune them to how you feel, and I just like the feel. I've always liked the feel of Shimano brakes. What else do we have? The rims are Blackbird Send. I can't see the logo. Yeah, there it is. Blackbird Send. So it's an Ibis branded rim, 35 millimeter internal width, setup tubeless. ASIM too. They're asymmetric. So the spokes are a little offset from the center. And I had those on my giant trans and kind of like that. And the hubs are Ibis as well. Haven't ridden Paul hubs in a while, so I have broken my share of Paul hubs over the years, and that's why I have been riding DT Swiss 350s. So we'll see how these hold up, but they've done well so far. Engagement is not the best. I think it's 10 degrees of engagement, but I've done some ratcheting in my riding, and I haven't encountered any issues. Oh, grips are great too. I get the PNW Loams in size XL, which I really like. And I think that's everything. Went through that pretty quickly. I don't know what else to talk about. Let's talk about the geometry. So compared to my other bike first, I'm on 29er wheels now, so still getting used to those. Little steeper seat tube angle. I think it's 76. And I do like that. You feel more centered over the bike. And the head tube angle is 64.9. And from the reviews and everything I've read, videos I've watched about this bike, I think it falls at like a higher end trail bike, lower end enduro bike, and I would agree with that. I actually, with the upgrades I've done, I've gotten the weight down. The biggest drop in weight was with the tires and with the fork. So they said it was 35 pounds. In the box I got with Jensen USA, the little checklist the mechanics did, and I'm sure I easily have shed 2 to 2.5 pounds off of the bike. So it's probably between 32 and 33 if I had to guess. And I have no problem with that now. It's got a longer wheelbase than what I'm used to. It's, I want to say 1262, so 1262 millimeters. So in the tight, twisty single track I ride the majority of the time, it's taking some getting used to. The bigger tires too. I do like, yeah, they certainly help keep momentum when you're pointed down. But you know, I gotta say my 27.5 Giants, although the geometry is a bit dated, it was a lot more nimble than this bike. But I've for the most part been riding cross-country trails. So this summer and you know, next year when I get out to Moab again, I'll really get to test this bike. But definitely this summer at places like Moosic and Lackawanna with more rocks and more sustained downhills. So it'll be fun. I can't wait for that. Maybe even take a trip out to Michaud or something. So yeah, just a quick recap. It's 2022 Ibis Ripmo AF. A few upgrades to start, but I do like it. Got it for an insane price from Jensen USA, and I honestly don't know if they have any left. I haven't been back to their site since I bought it. But if they still have them, man, you can't beat the deal I got. And like I said, I did put the money into some upgrades. So I still paid what I would have paid for the bike if it wasn't discounted. I think that's everything. So yeah, so going forward, my videos of trails will be on this bike. So please subscribe if you want to see this bike handling, not just local trails. So if you're familiar with this area, White Clay, Middle Run, Fair Hill, Brandywine, which has some tech, and I'll be getting out other places this spring and this summer to push the bike a little more. So click subscribe and see how this bike handles, and should be able to hit Moab again next year and really test this bike out. All right, well, as always, thank you for watching.